elephant skin. It is a rubber material, not like that plastic piece of paper, but yeah, there's definitely nothing that's gonna puncture through this. All we gotta do right now is get everything kind of where it needs to be. I'm all filthy and dirty because it's got like a chalk like substance on it. We're supposed to rinse it before we even put fish in it. But right now we got to get all the corners tucked in, get about the 6-inch overhang on the sides, so that way we can get it all stapled in and possibly start filling this tomorrow. What we're doing right now is we got it pretty much tucked out. The only thing is though, we got to fill it with a little bit of water to make sure we get it down in the corners really good, because we don't want it to be straining. Like, so if you have it in the corners and it's not flush with the corners and you pull it like this, that's constant pressure. We can eventually in the end up with tearing it down the road, which we don't want that. So we're going to fill it with a little bit of water and kind of make sure we can get the weight of it in there and the cracks better. And then along with it, I can start washing some of this powder off.
Damn, we can see how unleveled it is.
It's filling up pretty good. I just gotta straighten out the tarp a little bit more. It's not bad. It's going all the way around.
The next day.
What's up, Matson.Outdoors viewers? Today we got our 2 other pond liners in for the 2 smaller ponds of the big predatory pond. So what we have to do right now is kind of scrape all the powder and dust that's off of this. So me and my husband had went and we got both of these liners completely soaking wet, taking the broom, and all we're doing is this basically to kind of scrape off the powder. And I believe the powder that's on there is to keep the liner from sticking when they ship it. Kind of like you would do dough when you put flour on it so it doesn't get all sticky. That's the only thing I can think of the reason why the powder's all over it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get both of these liners all scraped down, and then we're gonna go get them fitted to the other pond and start trying to put that together. So stay tuned. Okay viewers, so we got them both rinsed and scrubbed down really good. We're gonna go ahead and take this first liner and we're going to put it in the first little pond. So we're not exactly totally sure how this is going to work out. We have it planned out in our head, but whether or not it's going to work that way, we don't know. But that first liner is going to go into this one. He's finishing screwing in the boards there. And then our second liner is going to go into this one. And then we're going to work on, see, these are our overflow parts. So like everything is going to go from this big pond to this pond to this pond, and this pond's going to have the pump to return it back to the filtration to back into that one. So it's just going to be a continuous cycle. So our extra part of the liner, we're going to be overlapping them in these and get a solid frame, so that way no water will leak behind any of this into this pond, and then so on and so forth. So I'm going to help him screw these boards into place real quick, and then we're going to go grab the first liner. So YouTube viewers, we have the first liner in. We did some adjustments on the bigger liner, like getting the corners more lined up. We have clamps in the corners so that way it gets rid of the folds and stuff. The problem with the smaller ponds is that they don't make liners the certain size that we exactly need, so the liners are like 4 times bigger than what we needed for these littler ponds here. So what we're having to do right now is cut the extra part of the liner off so we can get them to fit. And yes, we ran out of clamps, so we're using bricks now to hold our corners a little bit here. But we're starting from one corner going to the next, and we kind of keep moving around in a same rotation until we have the corners perfect. We're still trying to figure out the overflow part, because like I said, there's slits in these. So we have this overlapping this way, and we want this one to overlap into the hole that way, so there's no chance of water going in down here behind the framing. Everything will just keep flowing that way. So we're chopping off small amounts of the liner to not overdo it. That way, if we overdid it, then you know what, we can't do nothing about it, and we're going to have to try to figure it out with a smaller liner. So we're just chopping little bits off, folding it here and there. Sweetheart went and got the staple gun, so we're going to staple the outside since we ran out of clamps, but some of these corners that are perfect, we don't want them to move. We're going to staple them down along the sides out here. We're not ready to staple anything in here yet, but we're going to staple on the outside out here first, and then we'll move on to this one here. But yeah, it's turning out to be a lot longer process than what we anticipated, but it's making it harder because the liners are so huge. We only needed like 11 by 11 for these, but we had to, I think he got like a 12 by 15. Yeah, way bigger than what we needed. So we're adjusting and trying to work with that at the moment. So to be continued. So we made our cut through the pond liner. So we did this pond liner overlapping into this one behind this one. And we just made our cut for this one to overlap this one. So water will go this way. So no water goes this way. We also got, where's the tape at, sweetie? We got this tape. It's called Aqua Seal tape, and it's really good for ponds and stuff. So what this is going to do is create a perfect seal so no water can penetrate it. It's UV resistant, has a long-term use, about 10 to 15 years, I think. So what we're doing right now is we're taking rubbing alcohol and a sponge, and we got to make sure the surface is completely scrubbed clean, so that way we know we have a perfect bond with our tape to our pond liner. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad. And then we're going to take an extra patch of pond liner that we have, and we're going to wrap the top. Not too worried about this so much because the water level should in no way go over this. It's just going to be relaxingly overflowing into this over here into the next pond. So stay tuned, and then we're going to have to do that one. Fun times. Okay, viewers, we have it taped. And this is some sticky, strong freaking tape. Like, I don't think nothing's going to be going in there. But we have this liner, like we said, going over. We have it completely all taped down. And then we did our sides just as a backup guarantee type of thing. And then this is kind of just a little extra piece of the liner that we have that we wrapped around to kind of like cover this up. We're not too worried about this because water's not going to be going up this high. Our plan is that maybe water's just going to overflow evenly into this, so this will be completely unaffected. Oh, and another thing, we're going to be doing a border trim all around, so this is all going to be covered anyway, so you're not going to see the loveliness of this in Staples. But yeah, it's all going to be nice and covered with the border trim. Trust me, you're not going to see any of this at all. None. It's going to be covered. And then we plan on doing siding along the side of this on the other side of the post as well. So you're not going to see any of the extra liner that's hanging off at all either. So we're moving along. I think we're going to be able to start working on that section. Getting the liner from over there, bringing it over here, and see if we can get that done. Okay, viewers, we have our final and last liner in place. We got to do what we've done with the last two previous liners. We got to get all the corners tucked, do a couple staples on the outside, and then all of our extra liner of this, we're going to do the same thing that we did with this one, where we're going to slice it, pass it through the hole. Now this hole is a little bit lower than what this one is. So this one is up higher, this one's lower. So that way we can continue to have the waterfall effect and then return, and then, you know, the cycle keeps going. So we're going to have the extra liner, we're going to tuck it underneath this one, and then we're going to do the same thing on that side, pass through over this side, tape it all up, and hopefully be done. Let everything set and settle, get all the sides all scrubbed, rinse everything out, get the water pumped back out, and then hopefully we can start filling it up with some water and get some stuff in here, huh? So stay tuned, we're going to get working on this now, and hopefully, since we've learned from this one will go a lot quicker and a lot smoother.